Do you relate well to being spiritual and not religious? Are you looking to transform your life to have greater purpose and experience more joy and abundance? If you are, you've come to the right place. Welcome. I'm Neil Pinkman, the spiritual director for the Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey. Over the past 2 decades, our open and affirming, diverse community has helped countless people in the same way. Enjoy watching. If you like what you see, check us out at cslnj.org.
Spirit, Holy Spirit, Source, Chi, God, Divine Intelligence, Universal Presence, the universe, Source, the Force, the thing itself. It goes by many names, but it is one. It is always with us. It is always around us. It is always moving through us. And we come together today to be open to that knowledge, to listen to what it has to say, to move through us, to speak through us, to speak as us, so it may know itself better, so that we may know ourselves better, so that the world may know itself better, so that the world may know itself as this divine consciousness. Putting aside all other judgment, all other worry, all other concern, all other fear. Or in reality, as it has been said, there is nothing to fear but fear itself. Be not afraid, but let us move together in peace, in harmony, knowing that there is peace and love in acknowledging our divine connection, our divine oneness. This is why we are here today. And so I bless all who are here today. I bless all who have put this day together. I bless our musicians. I bless our readers. I bless our technology. I bless our organizers. I bless our hosts. I bless our psalm presiders and participants. I bless all those on Zoom, all those who are watching later on, all those who are here present. All those who are impacted by the work we do today and every day throughout perpetuity. I call this good, and so very, very good. And with divine and eternal gratitude for this and so much more, I surrender this word into life, into light, into law, into the loving arms of the law, of that one, of the thing itself. And so it is.
Okay. So let's do our January affirmation. And as most of you already know, that I am is what you can absolutely be sure of. Mm-hmm. Yes?
Yes.
There's nothing else you can be sure. You think you know, both think we know, but knowing those things in life they change. So how could you actually know those? And right? Nothing stays the same. So as you read the affirmation, this is coming from the I that you are, I am. Okay? Aware of the depth of this spiritual teaching and the very powerful application of it in my life, I live in the most present way possible, knowing that the principles of science of mind support me in every moment in creating the life I want to live now. I know that the power of these principles are the core of who I am, and I use them consciously to live a life of happiness and joy. And so it is. Yes.
So we wanted to share a reading, a poem in honor of Martin Luther King and his work, but also in honor of every person who has ever fought for all the rights that we are blessed to have in this country. And this is a poem called Vote or Die, a poem commemorating the Voting Rights Act of 1865 to 1965 by Margaret Block.
Vote or die will always be my battle cry. I cry for the slaves who are long ago gone. It wasn't for the vote, but 'twas for freedom they longed. And they cried and sang this sad song. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Vote or die.
Vote or Die was Marianne Carey's battle cry. She was an attorney in D.C. The year was 1880. She fought for the woman's right to vote. She asked Hiram Revels, "If you can vote, then why can't I?" Vote or die was always Marianne's battle cry. Vote or die.
Vote or Die was Aaron Henry's battle cry. He got in the battle early on. He was a pharmacist, and Clarksdale, Mississippi was his home. They put him in jail and beat him up and made him ride on the back of a garbage truck. They tried to take away his dignity, and he told them that when he got the vote, we will all be free. Vote or die.
Vote or die was Malcolm X's battle cry. He asked LBJ in no uncertain way, which will it be, the ballot or the bullet? Vote or die.
Vote or Die was Hartman Turnbow's battle cry. He lived in Mississippi town in Holmes County. They put bullet holes through his front door, and they set his house on fire because he said he was going to vote in the fall because freedom was his desire. Vote or die.
Vote or Die was Diane Nash's battle cry. She fought for rights in Nashville, Tennessee. She went to jail all over the land. She took a lot of young people by the hand and said, "If you vote, it'll set us free. Vote or die."
Vote or die was Reverend J.D. Story's battle cry. In 1962, he took a very brave stand and let the world know that he wasn't a coward, but a God-fearing man. He said the doors of the church is open, and he showed no fear because to vote, the vote to him was crucial and dear. Vote or die.
Vote or Die was Larry Rubin's battle cry. He came to Mississippi because he had a dream, but they locked him up in Holly Springs. When he went to court, he took a stand and told the judge, "If you can vote, then why not every man? Vote or die."
Vote or Die was Sam Bloch's battle cry. When he went to Greenwood, they beat him up and threw him in jail. They told his attorney there would be no bail. He stayed in jail and stood his ground, and he turned Greenwood upside down. Vote or die.
Vote or die was Jimmy Travis's battle cry. While in Greenwood he got shot in the head, the Klan thought that he was dead. They were surprised he survived, and when he awoke, he said in a voice very loud, "My head is bloodied, but I'm bowed. Vote or die."
Vote or die was Arnell Ponder's battle cry. They almost killed her in the Winona jail. She told Hugh Vester to hold her head high, because when they got out, she would vote or die.
Vote or die was Miss Fannie Lou Hamer's battle cry. They did her a favor when she got kicked off the land. She went to Ruleville and took her stand. She told the world with force and pride that she was sick and tired of being sick and tired. They beat her up in the Winona jail. When she got out, she was strong but kind, and she would always sing "This Little Light of Mine."
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Vote or die.
What the world needs now is love. Well, God, Spirit, Creator, whatever you want to call it, is love. And what we need more than anything is to know and understand that that presence, that intelligence, that love is within us and live from that place. That's what we need. So it's January, and in January we review the introduction in our Science of Mind textbook. The thing itself, that does a very good job of trying to explain to us so we humans can understand what this power, what this intelligence, what this presence is. The next one, The Way It Works, explains to us how it works through us. And what it does, which is what we're going to discuss today, elucidates and expands on what it does as it's moving through us as itself, uniquely individualized. Yes? And next week will be how to use it. Okay? Now, forgive me, I'm going to be so bold as to recommend to you that at least in January, when we do the introduction, at least in January, read your textbook every week before the Sunday talk. It will help, okay? So, as you can see, my textbook. Oh my God! My textbook. Go ahead, laugh. Is it still a textbook? It is still very much a textbook. It's very well used, and I unfortunately dropped it this week. So.
Well used.
Although somebody told me I can have it rebound, so that's encouraging. So I'm going to be sharing excerpts from the textbook with you, but I'm not going to be fumbling through my textbook for the most part, because it just... So from the Science of Mind, page 40, paragraphs 1 and 2, the divine mind is infinite. It contains all knowledge and wisdom, but before it can reveal its secret, it must have an outlet. In case you didn't realize, that would be you and me. All invention, art, literature, government, law, and wisdom that has come to the race, that would be the human race, has been given to it through those who have deeply penetrated the secrets of nature and the mind of God. The potential knowledge of all things exists in this mind. The abstract essence of beauty, truth, and wisdom coexist in the mind of the universe. We also exist in it and may draw from it. But what we draw from it, we must draw through the channel of our own minds. Unity must be established, and a conscious connection must be made before we can derive the benefits. So we have to know, we have to understand, we have to have an experience of this presence within us and in our daily, everyday lives, in our goings and comings, and the mundane things that we do. I did a talk one time where I talked about the fact that you have to have a personal relationship with spirit. I got a lot of feedback from that talk because our big challenge seems to be how to connect with this presence, because we're so used to dealing with what's outside of us, you know, that we don't know how to contact this magnificence inside of us very often. You know, I'm not saying none of us do or we don't ever do it, because we do, absolutely. But consistently by command is what I'm referring to. You know, there's some story about Joseph and the coat of many hidden colors. And the bottom line is that the presence is hidden within us. And that's where we have the challenge. I always say we have to go within. Even if you go outside, you're self-searching, what happens? Brings you right back to yourself. Yes? Right back within. And so this chapter is talking about the fact that we have to be conscious of and aware of this presence and allow it to express through us. Otherwise, it doesn't happen consciously. We're on automatic and we don't even know or understand what's going on or what's running us. And that's when we go to, why is my life like this? Why is this happening to me? Because we are not aware of the power within us. And for me, in my estimation, I could be wrong, but my estimation, this is the crisis in the human race. That's just my take on it. And it's why there's such a struggle with power, because most of us don't really know who we are and don't know how to connect to the presence of God within us at will when we choose. So we each have to find our own way of doing this. And I dare to offer to you that spending time in nature, meditation, and deep reflection are ways that will be of great assistance to you. Because when I first started learning how to meditate, the gentleman that was teaching me, I would ask him all these questions. Now, if you know me, you know I can be ridiculous with questions, right? So I would ask him all these questions, and he would say to me, Tony, just sit. And I ask another question, just sit. Just sit. And finally, when I sat, I had this experience that I had no way of knowing before I quieted and stilled myself enough. When we do that, we open the space for Spirit to communicate with us. So I have a note that I wrote in my book. So this book I got in 1970 something, okay? And so I don't know what class, who said it, if it came to me, but I have this note that I wrote in my book which says, the nature of God is caused through self-contemplation. And I read it and I was like, whoa. You know, I reread it and I have, you could see everything highlighted in yellow, underlined, little notes in the margin, check marks here and there, and I read it and I don't ever remember that I read that before. But my evidence is all the yellow highlights and the check marks. You know, we say in this teaching that whatever we focus on, whatever we give energy to, whatever we spend time with is what we create. Yes? We say that all the time, but it's so fascinating how we say things and we have a cursory understanding of them, or we have an understanding that as we continue deepens, and then it can still deepen, and we can get more clarity. And as the years go on, we can get more clarity. It's fascinating. So I want to share something with you. I have to set this up because I cannot, unfortunately, play the video for you. First of all, we don't have the technology present at the moment. And second of all, I wanted to be sure that legally, we were in compliance and did everything right. But I want to set this up for you. I tell you, Spirit is magical. And Clive is going to assist me in just a few moments because right up to this morning, Spirit was giving me information for my talk. I tell you, this happens all the time, okay? So, this that I'm about to play for you, this is a little girl, okay? I believe her name is Aaliyah, and she's having a conversation with her dad. Well, actually, she's having a disagreement with her dad, okay? And she is telling her dad how to count. And her dad is telling her, no, she's not doing it correctly. She's about that big, feisty, full of life, full of fire. I wish I could show you the video because she's like, no, Daddy. She's just like so into this, okay? Let me play this for you, if I may. Let me be sure it's up all the way. Just listen if you would.
4, 5.
No, that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, 1, 2, 3, 5.
No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, that's 1, 2, 3, 5.
No, it's not 1, 2, 3, 5. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, that's 1, 2, 3, 5.
How you gonna tell me? How you gonna tell me? I teach this every day. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, that's 1, 2, 3, 5.
No, it's not really. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, it's 1, 2, 3, 5.
No, sweetie, it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, that's 1, 2, 3, 5.
No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, that's 1, 2, 3, 5.
Aaliyah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, Mama, that's 1, 2, 3, 5.
No, you're skipping 4.
You're skipping 4. You can't just leave 4 out. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No,
That's not right. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, that's 1, 2, 3, 5.
Aaliyah, I'm not gonna keep going back and forth with you. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Yeah. Count to
1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, Mommy, it's 1, 2, 3, 5.
All right, count to 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You did it.
What?
Point proved.
Besides being precious and inspiring, I'm going to ask Clive to come up because as I was testing, as I was testing this to be sure everybody could hear it this morning, Clive shared something which I thought was so powerful. I asked if he would share it with us. Clive, please.
Well, I think she was counting a different pattern because 1, 2, 3, 5 is the first 4 prime numbers, and it's also a Fibonacci series, meaning that the next number is the sum of the 2 previous numbers. 1 and 2 is 3, 3 and 2 is 5. So you get a unique pattern with this because, like I said, the first 4 prime numbers and also a Fibonacci series. So anyway, she was maybe tapping into that. I don't know. She had a pattern she was seeing. I'm being generous here maybe, but maybe the pattern she was seeing, because they said when she said, how do you count up to 4? She said 1, 2, 3, 4. But when she said this sequence, she said 1, 2, 3, 5, that actually makes sense. if you're thinking in that, if you're thinking in that way. Anyway.
So when Clive shares this, I was blown away. I'm like, God is so amazing. And here's why this is important. We have talked in the past few months about domestication and how we come here and we are trained and given our beliefs and taught so many things. And is it possible that the spirit in this little girl knew without her being aware? And you see, so when we get out of God's way, we have access to everything, to all knowledge and to everything that we need. And this is so powerful and so important for us to be aware of and to remind ourselves of when we go and get lost in the everyday automatic living and craziness that can sometimes be in the world. So I don't know about you, but I came into this teaching because I wanted to create the life I wanted to live, and I wanted to change things. I was very impacted when I was a child by the things I saw around me. People not having enough to eat, people who were experiencing abuse, people who didn't have enough money, people who were sad and in pain, and people who were lovely human beings but doing drugs. This is the stuff I saw when I was a kid. And I just always wanted, for whatever reason, to heal that, to change that. That's why I came into this teaching. Okay, I was young and naive and had no idea what a huge job it was, and that really I'm only supposed to be responsible for myself first, but we can and do contribute to others and to this world. And that's something that when I speak about, I speak over and over and over again about, because I want us to know and be aware that we can, in fact, influence the war over there and the fires happening over there and the person that's being abused over here and the person that's just trying to get up enough of whatever it takes to stop smoking, etc., etc., etc. And that we are, in fact, divine expressions of God and therefore powerful even in our humanness. And so in this teaching, we use our spiritual practices and we use our tools because sometimes we are totally convicted and embodying something that is not the truth. Like, I'm not enough. I don't have what it takes. I don't know how to do what I want to do, and it seems so big and overwhelming that I don't think I can do it. I'm not smart enough. I don't have the genes to be thin. I'm not pretty enough or handsome enough. I'm not talented enough. These are all, no, Daddy, it's 1, 2, 3, 5. Right? And so we use our spiritual practices and tools to inform us, to correct us, to correct erroneous thinking, because we have so much erroneous thinking. And our spiritual principles and laws are powerful, but we have to know what they are, and we have to know how to use them. I have a quote, Science of Mind, textbook, page 40. It's the last paragraph. The Spirit can give us only what we can take. It imparts of itself only as we partake of its nature. It can tell us only what we can understand. Once understood, any law is available and is impersonally responsive to each and all alike. A quote that I really love is on page 43. It's the first paragraph. All is love, and yet all is law. Love rules through law. Love is the divine givingness. Law is the way. Love is spontaneous. Law is impersonal. There is an infinite spirit operating through an infinite and immutable law. Love points the way, and law makes the way possible. We have to know the spiritual laws. We have to understand them, and then we can utilize them to create whatever it is we choose to create in our lives. But in order to do that, we have to have that deep inner connection with Spirit. There is no other way. And that is part of the problem, because so many of us don't have it or we lose it. You should be in my apartment hearing me talk to myself, okay? Because I'm like, girl, you are out of your mind. Why are you entertaining this? Why are you tripping on this? What? You know better. I'm telling you. I'm sure my neighbors are like, this woman is crazy. But I have to, because, well, maybe you don't, okay? But I go on automatic and I forget. And I get overwhelmed. And then my power is gone. When I do that, my power is gone. And how can I be effective when I'm not standing in my power, and when I don't understand that it's not me, that it's the power and presence of Spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, that is expressing through me. And when I know that and I lean on that, then I accomplish what it is I want to accomplish. Now wait. I'm not saying it may not take time. Maybe you're faster than I am. I don't know. I'm not saying it may not take time, but I'm telling you that any and everything is possible when we do that, when we live from this place. Page 43, last paragraph. It is the mind which discovers and makes use of the mechanical law. Since an understanding of any law must pass first through our conscious mind before we can make use of it, it follows that with all our getting, we should get understanding. standing. Translation. Do your spiritual practices, take classes, read, and practice the teaching every day, not on Sunday, not when you're in crisis, not once in a while, every day. One of the tools that I've used in the past, to be honest, that I struggled with, that I have been really working with a lot and getting assistance with and practitioner support with, is visioning. Visioning is about be it, see it, feel it, touch it, breathe it, love it, and enjoy it in the invisible until it becomes form. I'm gonna read a quote from a teacher that Donald and I particularly like. It's Reverend Ike. Visualization is seeing and feeling yourself in your own mind already being, doing, and having the good that you desire. Visualization is deliberate, positive, creative dreaming of things into expression. Visualization is using the imagination consciously and willfully to be what you want to be, to do what you want to do, and have what you want to have. God creates through my imagination. That's Reverend Ike. In the back of our textbook, there are a bunch of charts. You may be familiar with them. There are charts that explain different aspects of this teaching. And there's a metaphysical chart number 6. I'm actually gonna open to this and just hold it up because I want you to see it and read from it. It's just before the glossary. I thought I had it marked, but I didn't. Okay, here we go. Now I need my glasses, excuse me. Can you all see this? I'll read you what it says. Alfred, I see you squinting. With your glasses. This is the psychic chart and should be carefully considered, as it shows that spirit or conscious mind operates through a mental field or law, which is a world of reflections. Thought is first reflected into mind and then into matter. Let me repeat that. Thought is first reflected into mind and then into matter. The world of subjectivity, subconscious, is the psychic sea and the medium of all subjective action. From the standpoint of man's thoughts, it may be false or true according to the way in which he thinks. It is the picture gallery of the soul, both from the universal and individual sense. The illusion of matter means that the false mental pictures will produce a false form in the world of objectivity. Mind is not an illusion, but might contain false pictures which would be illusions. Matter is not an illusion, but may take on false conditions. We must learn to separate the false from the true. And this thus explains how we create the stuff that we don't want, that is not, in quotes, of God, that is not love, that is not light, that is not beauty, that is not wholeness, because we have free will and the ability to co-create with spirit according to what we believe, according to what we focus on and give our energy to. And so I just wanted to point out, the top of the chart says spirit or conscious mind, one and only knowing, power in God or man. The middle, the psychic sea, subjective, false or true, it mirrors the mind. medium of all psychic phenomena, thought forms, or mental pictures. And the bottom is the objective illusion of matter, whether it's false or true, and the mirror of matter. From the Science of Mind textbook, page 46, the one who wishes to demonstrate some particular good must become conscious of this particular good if he wishes to experience it. Therefore, he must make his mind receptive to it, and he must do this consciously. And what I love is in this chapter, he flows right into spiritual mind treatment. This is so important and so powerful because spiritual mind treatment or scientific prayer is the tool that we use to change our consciousness, to change our beliefs, to shift the energy and shift our focus. And of course, the first step, okay, is recognizing spirit and then unifying with it, then affirming what we want. And sometimes we need denials because we need super convincing, and then we reaffirm and then we release it. Okay? This is, I was like, I never noticed that before. Okay? That he talked about treatment in relation to this topic of what it does and how we can utilize the spiritual laws. And so he says a treatment is a statement in the law embodying the concrete idea of our desires and accompanied by an unqualified faith that the law works for us as we work with it. Page 47, a treatment is an active thing. When one gives a treatment, he is not sitting around hoping that something may happen. He is definitely, constructively, actively stating, sensing, knowing some specific good. This is in accord with the principle we seek to demonstrate. You know, I have always struggled with explaining why it's important. In this teaching, we're taught to do spiritual mind treatment from the perspective that we are not begging or asking something up there out in the sky outside of us to do something for us. It's because that is so disempowering and not recognizing the presence of God within us and that we have choice, that we have free will, and we have the ability to co-create. And so it says we are definitely, constructively, actively stating and sensing and knowing. We are expressing from a place of power and an awareness of the presence of God active within us and within all of life. Am I the only person that's excited? You always hear me talk about synchronicity. The synchronicity that happened this morning with Clive and is it the Fibonacci spiral?
Fibonacci series.
You're
right, it does result in.
So the reason I said spiral is because I've seen this online and seen pictures of the different life forms in the universe that are in this pattern of the Fibonacci spiral. When the center was first started, the symbol that we used was the what is that called? Thank you. The nautilus is that circle that keeps going but never in the same place. You know, that is in essence, I don't know the mathematics of it, thank you, Clive, but that is in essence the Fibonacci spiral. And so much of life is built on it, you know? And so that kind of synchronicity is just confirmation for me of the presence, and then I'm a part of it because there are no accidents. Okay, so let me, I know I'm going long, I apologize. Let's wrap up. I want to end with something that is in our textbook. let's restate the principle. We are surrounded by an infinite possibility. It is goodness, life, law, and reason. In expressing itself through us, it becomes more fully conscious of its own being. Therefore, it wishes to express through us. As it passes into our being, it automatically becomes the law of our lives. It can pass into expression through us only as we consciously allow it to do so. Therefore, we should have faith in it and its desires and its ability to do for us all that we shall ever need to have done. Since it must pass through our consciousness to operate for us, we must be conscious that it is doing so. How much of this infinite good is ours? All of it. How much of it may we have to use? As much of it as we can embody. And so it is. Let's take this into treatment. So what comes to me, what I am knowing right now, is that all is well, because all is God. So no matter what is going on in the world, God is. The goodness is, the love is, the light is, the beauty is, the wholeness, the ever creative, expanding, and unfolding consciousness that put the spiritual laws in place that continue this magnificent expression called life. It is. There is nothing that can interfere with it. There is nothing that can harm it. There is nothing that can destroy it. It is the power and presence that is life. It is infinite, unlimited, perfect, whole, and complete. And it expresses in and through and as each one of us, whether we know it or not. What I affirm for each of us is that we know it. That if we don't know it right now, we learn it. That this truth, this awareness, this empowerment unfolds as a realization within the consciousness of each one of us, so that we can participate consciously in this incredible experience called life. So that we can choose that which we want to experience, that which we want to have, that which we want to be, that which we want to do, and know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is possible as life lives, as life unfolds, as God expresses in and through and as each one. All of the goodness, all of the beauty, all of the wholeness is possible. And where there is falsity, it dissolves into the truth. Where there is something that is unlike God, it can be shifted, it can be changed, because it is impermanent. It is not real. The only thing that is real is God. And this intelligence is all there is. It is everywhere, evenly present, no matter what false conditions may be expressing. God is the truth. God is the power. God is the love. God is the life. God is the creative force, ever expressing and unfolding. It is divine, it is infinite, and therefore patient. And it allows each of us to choose the life that we live. For this I am so grateful. I am so grateful. And I affirm that each one of us expands in our awareness, in our realization. And I give thanks. And I simply release this word into the law, knowing it is already so. It is the truth. Please close with me. And so it is.
So it is. Yes. Thank you, Tom.
This says it all. I'm remembering who I am. I remember now. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. Who I am. Feel free to sing along, proper key. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. Who I am. Let's do that one more time. The word is simple. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. Who I am.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you, guys. Yesterday, I read something, and I'm going to paraphrase it because I don't know if I got it exactly right, but it sums up what you just said. And it's, in the world, in my mind, which is the same, God is concealed. In love, God is revealed.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I think we have our conscious giving with my sheet. Those are all the same. It's so funny. Okay, there we go. Okay, so time for conscious giving. I just want to say a little bit about it, very little. What you give, and if it's in monetary form or in some action or something, you're giving of yourself. It's not giving something. You're exchanging who you are to what you are. And what you are will also give to you in the same way. So what goes around comes around, right? Okay. So if you would, read the conscious giving affirmation with me. I bless this gift that I give today. I give this gift from my heart, and I give it mindfully. May my gift go further to heal, prosper, and bless this center and all who enter. I accept all the good that comes as a result of this flow, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is. Yes. Something's missing for me. Maybe it's on the back of this. Yeah, okay, good. Good, good. This wasn't my paperwork, but that's okay. Got it. Okay, so let's see. We have some opportunities. What's the opportunities? What does that mean, an opportunity? For what? For you to be free, for you to grow, for you to be who you are rather than who you think you are and what the mind or the world tells you you are. And Tony made that very clear. It's not always easy, I know that, because we're so attached to what we believe we are. Well, you know what I say? Give it up, let it go, get rid of it, because delete, that's a good way. Push the button, delete. Okay, so here's some opportunities that will help you actually do that if you find yourself struggling with it. And look, this may not be for everybody. This may only, maybe it applies to those of you who feel stuck, I'm going to say, okay? Or need to move on, or want to grow bigger and become more of who you really are, whatever that may be. So here it is. And this starts tomorrow, and principle, again, as Neil is saying here, is important. Home Spiritual Mastery, okay, with Reverend Dr. Michelle, a class that inspires spiritual mastery the way Ernest Holmes shows us. It's 8 weeks, starting Monday, tomorrow, January 20th, through March 3rd, 7th, through March 3rd, 7 to 9 p.m. Yeah, it's funny, it starts tomorrow. It's Inauguration Day, isn't it? It's Martin Luther King's, well, I don't know if it's actually the day of his birthday, but celebrated anyway, right? So it's all about coming out, emancipating yourself. Next, okay, CSLNJ annual meeting is next Sunday, January 26th, right after celebration. If you are on Zoom, you can just stay tuned in. You will be receiving a packet of information by email to review. This is for members only, by the way. Please keep an eye out for it next Friday. You will need to vote to accept the minutes from last year's meeting and the financial reports for 2024. Now, would you like more? Well, if you'd like to serve in the leadership position with CSLNJ, we would love to talk to you about it. January is the time of our annual meeting and to accept new leadership council members. So if you're really interested in being a part of this, the growth of the center, and you kind of on the fence about it, well, guess what? Sitting on the fence hurts. Get off, right? Do it, get involved. Okay, so you can, of course you can get in touch with Edna, Joe, Ty, Andy, or Reverend Michelle if you're really interested in taking part in the leadership council.
Reverend Neil.
Oh.
You said Reverend Michelle.
Duh. Sorry, Reverend Neil. Sorry. It's just an old habit. A lot of you know that from me too. Okay, so you don't, and you don't have to serve on the leadership council also in order to serve or lead. So we are a family, a community of people, and we're looking to get more people involved. There are many ways you can serve this community. Also, if you choose and want to donate, if you haven't already, or if you want to give more to the South California fires, then you can also do that through your Breeze, if you have that app. Let's see. No, gonna read that, okay. All right, so that's all of our announcements. Thank you so much for being here again today. It was a pleasure and having lots of fun with you and being inspired with Tony's talk. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Feel free to get up and move your bodies. And I'll guide you through the song if you don't know it already. But if you know it, please sing it loud and proud. Here we go. I'm thankful, so grateful. I am one in the spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. Again, it's I'm thankful, so grateful. I am one in the spirit all around. In the spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm grateful. I trust in God. I surrender. God. Let's do a surrender one more time. I surrender, I surrender. I am one in the Spirit all around me. I surrender, I surrender. I trust in God. I'm thankful. I'm thankful, so grateful, so grateful. I am one in the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. One more time, I'm thankful. I'm thankful, so grateful. I am one in the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I trust in God. I trust in God. One more time. I trust in God. I trust in God. Here's the finish. Come on. I trust in God. Happy Sunday.
Yeah.
Happy every day.
Yeah, thank you. Woo! Yeah.
At the Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, we believe in empowering individuals to discover their inner strength and their connection to divine life. Through our supportive community, transformative workshops, and uplifting services, we provide a safe space for personal growth and spiritual exploration. Whether you're seeking clarity, healing, or a deeper understanding of life's mysteries, our center offers practical tools and timeless wisdom to help you thrive. Join us in creating a more diverse, compassionate, and kind world. Your world, the way you want to create it.